Happy holidays! My name's Jack, and today we'll be looking at the results of Romance Twilight's third annual art competition. It's the podcast adventure I run here on this channel. I'm the game master of this campaign, and I run things on this channel. I'll be hosting this year. Today I have with me my friends Krim, Eric, and Lewis. One day the three of them will be joining a future campaign to play alongside me, but for now they're this year's judges. Why don't we introduce ourselves?
Hey guys, I'm Lewis. I'm glad to be here this time around. A lot of good art pieces this year. Look forward to being able to participate in this event.
Hello, Eric here. Nice to meet all of you. Let's just say we got a lot of fire art tonight. I can't wait to be the judge of it.
Krim here. I'm happy to be here this time around. A lot of really good art. It was hard to choose a winner.
Increased from last year, we have 5 more artists that entered this year. 14 artists entered, and we'll be going over their art together. Before we start, I just have a few things to cover. Bonuses, bounties, referrals, and raffle. First up is the bounties this year. We have 5. Early bird goes to Noot for being the first to enter the contest within just the first 5 weeks of the contest. Favored contender goes to Gjnko for having the entry with the most unique Discord reactions. Another one goes to Azreal for entering with more designs than any other artist. Unfortunately, dedicated fan goes to no one, as no artist entered with a design of the character outside of the characters displayed in the character's channel. And lastly, buzzer beater goes to Ayhan for entering within the last 13 hours and 45 minutes before the deadline closed. Thank you to all the bounty winners. Next is the raffle. Unfortunately, not a single artist entered with a scene depiction from episode 18, so the raffle bonus of $50 is null and void. Finally is the referrals. There were no referral bonuses this year. Remember, if you join the contest from a recommendation of another person, be sure to put their Discord tag in the description of the entry, otherwise they won't receive a bonus. Just like last year, we'll be deciding draws using the Clash format, aka head-to-head. Alright, now, with all that out of the way, is everyone ready to start?
Absolutely. I'm excited to see what they brought this year.
I'm good. I'm ready.
I'm ready to go.
Let's jump in there. Agent L entered with a portrait of Cortez. Cortez is depicted here in his signature pose atop a barrel in a very simplistic art style, using what I can only describe to be as a quick MS Paint design. The inspiration of this design could be a last-minute entry to get into the contest for a character that they really liked. This design is titled Cortez Portrait Poorly Drawn. If you would like to contact Agent L, unfortunately they've asked that I don't reveal their information at this time. So with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of Cortez Portrait Poorly Drawn?
I do like the picture. Pretty good. I mean, a last minute entry. We're seeing a lot of really cool stuff from it. Let's see, we got the barrel underneath. I guess he's sticking his tongue out, which I guess, or is he smoking a cigarette? I'm not exactly sure what he's doing.
It's probably the tongue, because in the original design he's sticking his tongue out.
Ah, okay. Well, either way, I really like it. It's not bad, and at least there was effort put into it.
Yeah, so like Eric said, it's not bad. You can see the effort put into it and that it was last minute and everything. But for an art contest, you just had to sit there and, I don't know. I really don't know how to put it.
Well, a lot of the other designs, I'll open this into a little bit of an open discussion. A lot of the other designs are coming in from a professional artist, people who do this for a living. This art piece seems to have been done by someone younger and someone who is not of it as experienced, someone who just wanted to enter for the fun of it.
I mean, it is still pretty good. It's better than what I could do.
It's always good to see just someone coming in and trying to have some fun. I like it a lot. It looks like, done in paint, but it's not every piece someone can sit down for hours on end. I just appreciate someone coming in and just having fun with it, putting in an entry just for the hell of it. For
this type of art contest, we've never had, this is actually the first year we've had like a non-artist compete and actually like put their hat in the ring. I would like to open the floor to say like, yeah, it does take some level of cojones to really like put in a design such as this when you see all the other like professionally done designs.
Absolutely. I imagine a lot of people might be intimidated by everyone else's art piece coming in. These artists who spend hours, they have talent, they have honed in our skills. For someone who's probably like the rest of us who can't draw, just to come in and put something in the hat is really nice to see.
Any thoughts?
Like I give them credit, 100% credit and respect.
I definitely agree with what the other judges said. Even if you're not really that into drawing just yet, you don't have the experience, putting your hat out somewhere and actually entering something is the first step.
Don't be discouraged and keep up the work, because it all takes practice.
I would say the fact that you even put your name out there and actually like put your hat in the ring, like everyone else said, is a testament to itself.
I'll give it a start. So I did give this one a 2.1. Compared to a lot of these talented artists, I just had to put it down there. Again, though, we appreciate the entry. It's the heart that counts. Thank you for, coming and joining us this year.
I gave it a 1 personally, but like, we've said, compared to the other artists, that's all it is. But keep up the good work, and, you could win one year. You never know.
For me, on my end, I also gave it a 1. Again, it is a really determined piece to be put in there, but against a lot of these other artists, that's just a personal opinion. However, I did leave a note to the side of my judging when I judged this. I did initially rate it as a 10 for creativity, for even for trying, because I really got a good chuckle out of it. It really did make me laugh, and I love that. I love anything that can make me laugh.
And with that, Agent L's entry of Cortez Portrait Poorly Drawn scores a 4.1 and ranks 15th place overall. Thank you to Agent L for entering the contest. OMG entered with a action pose of Lady Blade Morgana. In this design, we can see depicted here is Morgana in the state of battle against 2 unknown figures. It looks to be designed on actual paper with markers or colored pencil. The inspiration behind this piece is unknown to me, but of the countless characters to draw, this is the only one with a sword leg. I imagine that might have played a role in her choice for the subject. This design is titled Lady Blade in Action. If you would like to contact OMG, unfortunately she's asked that I not reveal that information at this time. So with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of Lady Blade in Action?
So I'm always a big fan of hand-drawn stuff. Something about it really speaks more human to me in a way, if that makes sense. I love the detail work in here. I love to see the energy. I can tell she's going in for the strike, the silhouettes. It all really comes together in a really beautiful way.
Pretty much what the same as the other judge said. I really like the hand-drawn art. It looks like, to me, I think it's like either looks like water paint or color pencil, but I really like it. Also, simply because it focuses on another character that doesn't really shine out too much like a lot of the other characters in the series. However, I just really like it.
I mean, I agree with both Eric and Lewis. It is very good, especially for hand-drawn, because you don't see a lot of hand-drawn artwork anymore. To do an action shot, that's also pretty ballsy.
I love the guy on the left side. It really stands out. I can tell it's a soldier of some kind. The only thing that really threw me off is the right side. That rock, I thought at first it was a giant bean, and it really threw me through the loop for a minute. Yeah, it looked like it.
Now that he says it looks like a bean, I can see it. But I initially thought it was a rock too, to be honest.
I'm not going to lie, I'm right there with them. I thought it was a rock, and I didn't even notice that looked like a beam at first.
I would say for closing thoughts, I would say very, very much keep up the work. It is a really solid piece of work, and I would definitely love to see more from you. Keep on practicing. I'm pretty sure we're going to have lots more art contests to come in the future, and I would love to see more pieces from you.
Absolutely, I agree. I would love to see you in next year's competition, hitting harder, coming in with something crazy. I hope I get to see you next year.
What we get now, imagine like next year or the year after.
So I did give this one a 5. Great things about it. I love the line work, the action. I could tell she's going in for a swing. For me personally, I thought that was a bean on the right, and that threw me off for a little bit. The shadowette of the left guy, I can't really tell what he's doing. He looks like he's just standing there, which just feels a little bit out of place. But again, overall, a great piece of work.
I would also agree. I gave this a 5 as well. I just really like the coloring. I love hand-drawn art, but the main thing that stuck out to me is it was a different character that was thrown into this portrait. A lot of the other art pieces we have include like a lot of our main characters and a lot of other really important characters as well, and this piece just stood out as different.
See, I gave it a 4. I was a little bit harsher, I guess, but in all honesty, I couldn't choose between a 4 or a 5, and I left it up to a flip of a coin.
And with that, OMG's entry of Lady Blade in Action scores a 14 and places 14th place overall. Thank you to OMG for entering the contest. Lynka entered with a simple pose of Sherry sitting against the railing of a ship. In this design, we can see depicted here is Sherry sitting with her eyes towards the camera, she's holding up a gun, and her legs are crossed. A few artists chose to design Sherry this year. I imagine her design is appealing for an artist that want to challenge themselves. That's what I envision as the inspiration behind this piece. This design is titled Blonde Trigger. If you would like to contact Lynka, you can find their information in the description below. So with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of Blonde Trigger?
Again, just another artist coming in swinging. A lot of good color. I love the blending in here. I love the sass in her face. I love the hand on the gun with the finger on the trigger. You can tell, she's very charismatic, and it really shows here. The sky looks absolutely gorgeous. This piece is just overall a very homey feel, and I really enjoyed it.
I really like the character design. Really looks lively. It looks a lot like a character you would see in the series, like in the actual series as well. My only issue with the piece is pretty much just the background is pretty bare. I would like to have a little bit more in the back, but the coloring is great. The only issue I really had with the piece itself is kind of the leg cross of how she's sitting. That's the only issue I have with the piece. Other than that, this piece is really, really good.
Honestly, I'm going with exactly what Eric said, because the only issue I really have is the leg cross. It's the only thing that really threw me off with the whole thing. Because, it kind of looks, I don't know, it just looks like the legs don't match up the way they're supposed to.
It looks very unnatural. I would, being in that position, I just don't see anyone actually ever doing it. And I think that's what really throws us off on it. I would love to point out the woodwork on her feet. That wood looks amazing. The grain, the layers, I could see it all, the texture. It really pops out to me when I saw it and looked deeper into it. I thought that was absolutely beautiful the way they did that.
Yeah, shading for the color and just shading in general looks really good on this piece.
Yeah, and they actually got something that so many artists have trouble with, the face and the hands look natural.
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad you pointed that out. That is very true. Yes, it really all blends in together very well, which is very complicated.
And one thing with the tattoo, you can actually see that because of where it's at, part of it goes down, into the chest.
Yes.
I gave it a 3 personally, literally just because the legs threw me off so much. If the background had just a little bit more, because they are at sea, so there could be fish, there could be birds, but it is a really good piece.
I personally really like the piece itself, the coloring and everything. Even though the background is pretty bare, like I said in initial, the only thing that really threw me off with the piece was the leg cross. But I absolutely love the shading in this work. I love the color. I love the detail. I love a lot of things about this. I personally gave this a 7.
So I did give this one a 5.8. This one, again, I know the others judges have pointed out, but the legs really kill this piece the most. And then the background, I would like to see a ship, some birds in the sky. It does lack character to it, which is fine. It does not necessarily have to be that way. It's just something to pop out a little bit more. But the legs really do you injustice here.
And with that, Lynka's entry of Blonde Trigger scores a 15.8 and ranks 13th place overall. Thank you to Lynka for entering the contest. Gjnko entered with a portrait of Monroe on a ship. In this design, we can see Monroe pictured in his typical clothing, wielding his club in one hand, banana in the other. However, he doesn't seem to have his trademark afro. The inspiration behind this design could be the artist's appeal for the Monroe character. This design is titled The Banana, the Monkey, and the Ship. If you would like to contact Gjnko, you can find their information in the description below. So with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of the banana, the monkey, and the ship?
It's my boy, the monkey. A lot of great things about this piece. We got our boy in the Speedo. We got him. Everything about this piece is just amazing. The background, the sunset, the ship that he's just on in general, the coloring, the detail, the shading, and you're just giving a lot of personality to Monroe. There's bananas everywhere. He's even got his signature club. What else can I say?
I was just going to compliment the detail in this. I love the detail in the wood. I can tell each plank from the X. The mass popping out. The sunset looks gorgeous. The character, I can feel the fur almost. And then that menacing face that's I could clobber you whenever I want. Really nailed it. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
See, I really did like it a lot, especially because it speaks character to like how Monroe really is. He just he wants his banana. That's all he wants. He just wants bananas all the time. And having him the background great looking, like you can see the clouds. Not a lot of people are gonna add clouds to artwork, really. The fact that like Lewis said, you can see the planks are actually separated instead of just one solid floor. Because a lot of people on a ship would just put a solid floor and be done with it.
Keep entering more pieces because these are just straight up fantastic.
I did give this one a 5.4. The biggest thing for me about this one is he doesn't look attached to the boat. He almost looks like he's a separate art piece to it. The foreground and him kind of don't mix in that well for me. I do see a little bit of shading, but like the feet do not feel connected to the floor. And that was my biggest drawback to this piece. But everything else is so great about that. But when it came to this art contest, a lot of artists came swinging. It was just one of those things that was a little bit negative to me. And that's the only reason it scored something below an 8.
I very much agree with what Lewis just said. Monroe does look like he was plastered right into the piece of work itself, but even with that, personally for myself, it doesn't bother me so much because I really just the coloring and the shading is something I really just love. Personally, for me, the only thing that kept this from getting a 10 was the fact that he was plastered in there. It's a 9 for me.
See, I gave it a 5. Part of it is because, he does look plastered in there because it'd be a little bit better if he was more angled, kind of like the ship floor is.
Oh, yeah.
But, we do have him with a lot of different props, like the bananas, the buckets, rope, all of that. And the one thing I would have kind of preferred to see is maybe him working on the ship.
And with that, Gjnko's entry of the banana, the monkey, and the ship scores a 19.4 and ranks 12th place overall. Thank you, Gjnko, for entering the contest. Azreal entered with a design of Thomas versus Kenway. In this design, we can see Thomas holding up his sword and Kenway holding up his arms. The ground seems to be crackling beneath their feet, God Valley in the background. A few artists chose to design a depiction of Thomas versus Kenway this year. This one, however, was the first, and I imagine it set the tone. God Valley in the background is likely inspired by the recent events in the manga. This design is titled The Great Battle. If you would like to contact Azreal, you can find his information in the description below. So with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of The Great Battle?
I really like how this piece focuses on the battle between Thomas and Kenway. Visual, color, and the piece there's a lot of substance in this photo. You can see the hockey in the air. You can see them clashing between each other. The ground cracking beneath them. Everything about this it's really good. It's phenomenal. I would not be upset with this piece if I commissioned this. I absolutely love it.
See, I agree. My biggest issue with it, the way they are and has like the bigger body with the smaller legs, I feel like that would be better if it was more at an angle. But like you said, if I commissioned this, I still wouldn't be that upset with it because it looks really good.
Note back real quick. I did agree with what Krim said there. The proportions to the body are a little off, which was the only drawback to this piece.
And I'm gonna go off of that. That was my biggest issue as well, because I can't tell if I'm looking from the side or top. I'm from the top looking down. I can't tell what angle I'm looking at. But I can see Thomas coming in fiercely, and then him going for the block. I love the energy strikes. It all comes together really well. Besides with the angle of the shot itself.
So I will say that this is some of the best hockey artwork I've seen outside of the show.
I definitely agree. It's really good. It's colored fantastically.
Being able to see the muscles on Thomas is really nice too. It shows his strength coming in for the kill.
And I will also say I like the fact that they put battle damage on them. Like if you look at the faces, you can see little marks of blood and everything.
This battle's been going on for a hot minute now. This is not just the start of it.
Right, like you can see scarring and bruises across Thomas and Kenway. It's really good attention.
Absolutely, I agree. I give this one a 6. Again, everything comes together really well besides the angle. I can't tell if it's hard to tell if I'm looking from the side, if I'm looking top down, but that's the only thing that doesn't do this justice. That's the only thing. The detailing beautiful, the shading beautiful, the character's expression beautiful, the energy coming off is just great, but the angle is probably the drawback for me.
I'm going to be 100% honest. I fully agree with Lewis. I even have the same score, 6.
My fellow judges are harsh. That's crazy. I'm sorry. This piece is great. I mean, even if the proportions are off, just look at the background. Look at all the little tiny details he put into this piece. The hockey is amazing. Can commission me? I'll buy all your artwork. This is good. This is really good. I gave this personally an 8. This is an 8 for me, but I love this piece.
See, I do too, and proportions don't really bother me. I mean, I watched JoJo for Pete's sake, so
to be fair, it was a hard year for these artists because a lot of them just came in so strong with talent. So
yeah, there's a lot of good art. There's a lot of good art, but I want to say you're gonna take this somewhere and you're gonna keep going. You won the art contest last year. Amazing, it's crazy. These are really, really good pieces. Please keep up the work.
Absolutely, I agree. I was just gonna say I would love to see more of your work, boss. I would love to see more.
Oh, hands down, I love it.
And with that, Azreal's entry of The Great Battle scores a 20 and ranks 11th place overall. Thank you to Azreal for entering the contest. Reksa entered with a snapshot of a battle between Violet and Plush versus the Kraken. In this design, we can see Plush and Violet heading towards a confrontation with the Kraken. The inspiration behind this design, I imagine, is taking 2 of the heroines from the character cast and pitting them against one of the monsters. This design is titled The Wrath of the Kraken. If you would like to contact Reksa, you can find their information in the description below. So with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of The Wrath of the Kraken?
I'm a stickler for colors. I love shading. I love the coloring is just straight up fantastic for this piece. The Kraken is intimidating. It literally, you literally pulled this Kraken directly out of the One Piece universe, and that's something I really like. Like, this piece is phenomenal.
I 100% agree with that. The only issue I really had with it is the girl on the left, her right arm just kind of looks unnaturally bent backwards. Like, that was my only thing. It just looks like it's a little bit out, like too far out. But I mean, that's really it. That's all I have an issue with. Everything else looks great.
And again, another great art piece coming in from these artists. Beautiful. I love the colors. I could tell that the Kraken's going in for a the octopus, the Kraken, is going in for a swing, but these characters are unfazed. They're like, I could tell that they're willing to keep going in. They're not scared of it. I love that energy. The only thing I had that I didn't really care for is the action streaks feel overbearing. But again, I get the art direction for it is to show that they're going in really fast. They're not afraid. They're going in. I love the fire in the background to make it more intense. I love the face of the Kraken. He's just can't tell if he's scared or fierce, but I love that kind of mixed emotion that he has on his face.
On a real note, I would love to see this piece right here animated into like a short, like little clip of just this piece just finishing. Like them moving in and just finishing off the Kraken or whatever they want to do next. This is a really good shot if you put it into motion, from what I think.
I fully agree with that too, because I mean, put it in motion and that would look phenomenal.
I also gave this one an 8, like the last piece. Basically, it's the same gist of what I had to say about the last piece, Thomas versus Kinway. The characters are out really far. It does seem a little misplaced just a little bit, but that's all for the good shot of getting the Kraken and everybody in just to show what's happening. But the shading and everything is phenomenal. Background, great. That's personally why I gave it the same rating.
I gave this a rating of 7.4. Again, the colors pop, the shading is great. The emotion on the characters' faces are great. I love the energy overall. Again, the only thing that brings it down for me is the overbearing of action lines that are going in, but I understand the art direction of it.
See, I gave it a 7, so not too far off from Lewis's. And like I said, the only issue I really had was the arm just looked slightly unnatural to me, but I mean, it's still really good. The shading, the action, and like Eric said, put it in like motion and it's going to look phenomenal.
And with that, Reksa's entry of The Wrath of the Kraken scores a 22.4 and ranks 10th place overall. Thank you, Reksa, for entering the contest. Noot returns for the third year in a row with a portrait of Billy and Sherry. In this design, we can see Billy and Sherry posing together. Sherry is wild and Billy is happy with her by his side. Her arm is around his shoulder and she's holding her other arm up, wielding a gun. The inspiration behind this design is Sherry and Billy being partners on the field, maybe more. Noot, our artist here, is an expert at this cute style, and pairing these two up together sure is fitting. This design is titled Partners in Crime. If you would like to contact Noot, you can find their information in the description below. So with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of Partners in Crime?
Oh, this one, I love this one a lot. The color popping. It's really, it's different from all the artists, but I love it. It kind of gives me this poster vibe. Using the dots for shading, very unique. I love that idea. It really stands out, but it's not too overbearing, and I really enjoy that. I enjoy the characters facing, like looking at each other. You can tell they're having a great time. Maybe there's something going between them, but just overall bright, beautiful picture.
I 100% agree. I mean, it looks like they're just having a good time. You know, maybe they just got back from a mission or something and it's time for some downtime. I like the fact that it's different, you know, the pink, all that. It looks like something you could see if they had a desk job and they looked back upon it, or like a poster for like the season or something. It just looks really good to me. I like it a lot.
I like this piece a lot as well too. Billy and Sherry are both drawn really well here. I love the expressions on their face. These two are pretty much really enjoying their time together. Really good partners. The only issue I had with the piece itself is I wouldn't say wish, but the background for it, for me, I feel should be a little bit darker and not as poppy. But there, at the end of the day, there is absolutely really nothing wrong with this piece. It's just a preference on my end.
So I did give this one a 6.5. Again, the colors come out beautifully. The characters' emotions are shown. I love it. I just feel like the line work around the characters doesn't do it justice. And for me, it takes away a little bit. Again, overall, really good work.
I personally gave this one, hear it again, Eric, the guy who always gives 8s to everybody. It's another 8. But as I said before, I just think, me personally, I would like for the background to just be a little bit of a darker shade or a darker tone for the picture. But other than that, I have nothing else bad or anything bad to say about this photo.
I agree. I gave it an 8 as well. And, you know, there's not really much wrong with it. I mean, yeah, the background could be a little bit darker. I do kind of agree with that. But, like, other than that, that's it.
And with that, Noot's entry of Partners in Crime scores a 22.5 and ranks 9th place overall. Thank you, Noot, for entering the contest. Leah entered with a design of Cassandra Khan, the princess of Kano country. In this design, we can see she's sitting in a chair with her alter ego, the Jaded Bandit, above her to the left and to the right. The inspiration behind this design could be the desire to enter with a character that nobody else has tackled. And with Cassandra being the Jaded Bandit, it gave a layer of alter ego to play with. This design is titled Day's Spotlight, Night's Shadow. If you would like to contact Leah, you can find their information in the description below. So with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of Day's Spotlight, Night's Shadow?
This one popped out to me crazy. Like, I love this one. The hair, the detail in her little jewelry in the hair, her condescending face. Like, yes, I know I'm a bad one. All right. The leg crossing, the detail in her dress. Oh my God, beautiful. The chair, I can almost feel the fabric. I can feel the detail in it. And then you look in the background, there's menacing figures in the back, the shadows. really pops off to me to give that. Like I know I'm a bad girl, I'm a bad bitch, but I can still fuck someone up if someone comes at me. I love that energy this one picture gives me. Definitely a poster vibe. If I got a poster of this, I would gladly hang it up in my room.
Artwork is very different from all the other pieces we've seen, but that's a distinct style. There is always a niche for distinct styles everywhere you go. Again, I have preferences for colors and all sorts of other stuff, but this piece, I would see somebody being very, very happy with this piece. Like Lewis said, he would gladly hang this up if he got a poster of this. I do. I love this piece. I love the coloring. I love the detail on the back. I love the detail in the dress, the chair, the fan, the hair. I do. I like everything about this. The only thing is that I have to say is it just, to me, it doesn't feel like it would fit in the One Piece world as the way the design is, but it's like it's out of place. But the piece of artwork itself is really, really good.
See, I fully agree. I do like the fact that it's a different type of artwork, but it doesn't really blend with the One Piece aesthetic. Kind of bouncing off of Lewis's poster thing, it looks like something, like, you could tell she's royalty. This looks like something she would get done from, like, a painter in the, like, country or whatever, and hang in their hallway or something. This looks like a freaking portrait that she gets done.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. I personally gave this one a little bit of a lower rating than what I've been giving tonight. I gave this one a 6 personally, but it's not because of the art piece itself. It's simply because it feels out of place. That is the only reason it is so low. Rolling back all the way to the first picture we had, creativity out of this. Please keep making artwork like this. There is definitely a place for this type of aesthetic, and it is a solid 10, but not as an aesthetic in the One Piece world.
Kind of going off of that, I did give it a 7.6. Again, a beautiful piece, great details. It just, compared to a lot of these artists who did an action scene, who had a lot more energy, even though she has a presence, the energy is just, I don't feel it that much. But again, detail work, beautiful. Her, just overall, again, I would have it as a poster if I could.
And I really do love the fact that you focused on another character rather than the same characters that a lot of the other artists were focusing on. You gave a lot of detail to a character that pretty much wasn't getting a lot of spotlight, and that is very, very generous of you.
See, I fully agree with everything y'all said. That's why I gave it a 9, and it's just because it looks slightly out of place that I couldn't give it a 10.
And with that, Leah's entry of Day's Spotlight, Night's Shadow scores a 22.6 and ranks 8th place overall. Thank you, Leah, for entering the contest. Migzzz returned for the 3rd year in a row with a design of Vertigo confronting the Misfit Pirates. In this design, we see the monstrous design of Vertigo hovering over the 3 pirates, Thomas, Monroe, and Bethany. The inspiration behind this design could be the desire for the artist to draw a monster similar to the Berserk style. I also have a summary left behind by the artist that details this. Vertigo looked like he would be a monster from the Berserk manga, so I thought I'd give the style another go. I did this style the first year and the judges seemed to love that. It's a pencil drawing that I just took a picture of and color corrected in IBIS paint. I also made sure that the monkey cheeks are seen, so I hope you like them. This design is titled Vertigo's Ascension. If you would like to contact Migzzz, you can find their information in the description below. So with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of Vertigo's Ascension?
I actually really like it. Like they said, it does remind me of something you'd see in Berserk. It also looks like something you'd 100% end up fighting at some point in a Resident Evil game. I personally just think it actually looks good.
I love the choice that they decided to go with the black and white theme. I love black and white photos personally. This monster, Vertigo, looks insane in this piece. Look at all the detail put into it's wild. I do wish the characters were a little bit bigger. As they said, they did give us Monroe's cheeks. He made sure we could see the cheeks. And I really love this piece. It's really good. Phenomenal.
Absolutely, and I'm going to backpack off of this. The character overall is very gigantic. I love his presence is huge, very Berserk-esque, and I love that. It's definitely completely different from all the entries. in a good way. I can still see the human part of him, but he's like challenging them. He's like, come at me, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing. But we still see our heroes at the bottom. They're not scared. They're facing them. They're ready to fight, and I could feel that energy while looking at this piece. The shading, the eye looking down on them. I love it all. I think it's all great energy.
I had a thought when I first saw this piece. This is something I would probably get as a tattoo on my arm. Just the tentacles and just the way Vertigo looks here. I would probably get this as a tattoo.
You definitely would as a tattoo.
I did end up giving this one a 6.2. Compared to a lot of artists who put in a lot of color, the black and whiteness does stand out. And I wouldn't say in a negative way. I would like to see more color into it, but the black and white does make it seem more menacing. And I do respect that part of the artist. Again, his presence is very heavy here, and I like it a lot, though.
I gave this piece a 7. Again, I love black and white designs. The only issue I had with this piece is I wish the characters, our main characters, were just a little bit more focused on here, but even so, it's a phenomenal piece.
See, I gave this piece a 10, perfect score, because of the fact that not only does it fit into the world of Twilight, but it could fit into one Resident Evil, it could fit into Berserk. Being able to freaking put 3 different fandoms into one thing, that's pretty good to do. The whole having it constrained and not being able to blow it up, I mean, I also understood that, because I would have liked to seen it a little bit bigger, but I'm not taking any points off of that one.
And with that, Migzz's entry of Vertigo's Ascension scores a 23.2 and ranks either 6th or 7th place overall. Thank you, Migzzz, for entering the contest. Apit returns to the contest, entering with a snapshot of Thomas versus Kenway. In this design, we can see another Thomas versus Kenway. However, this time the camera is behind Thomas. He's ready to battle Kenway as Kenway is coming down on him with his claw, a mad expression. The inspiration behind this design is straightforward. This artist is a big fan of the Kenway and Thomas dynamic, the yin and yang of that first season. This design is titled Showdown Under a Raging Sky. If you would like to contact Apit, you can find their information in the description below. So with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of Showdown Under a Raging Sky?
Going back to Thomas and Kenway again, absolutely fantastic coloring here. I love everything. Personally, for me, the proportions on this one are a bit better. Yeah, I'm in awe of this picture because I would be happy to commission this piece any day of the week. This is really, really good. It's so good you have me lost for words. So please save me.
So when we look at this picture, we can tell that it's a fierce fight. Again, we can see that he's going in for that strike, but still no fear from Thomas. He's ready to strike back. The energy, the waves are coming out, these little streaks of energy to show the power behind these hits is really nice. And then being able to see the fact that I know he went for a punch and missed is really cool. The veins in his face really pop out really well to show that he is mad as hell. But our character is standing strong, not very, very ready to fight, and it's really nice to see.
See, I agree. I really like it. I like the hockey on it. I like the glint, like the little shine on the sword. I like the fact that you can see Kenway just looks absolutely pissed. Like, he's just fed up with Thomas. And I like the fact that it looks like Kenway's towering over him. Like, he's just an immovable, obstacle.
I'm going to piggyback off of that a little bit because there was the slightest issue I did have with the photo. And it is that over-towering presence. I mean, Kenway does look really big in comparison to Thomas in this, what word am I looking for? In this art piece. To me personally, I think this looks like a snippet from an anime opening. I specifically get vibes from, I believe it's opening 16, the anniversary opening of One Piece, where Luffy is talking back and forth between Blackbeard. And we get that overtowering presence of them just going in at each other. That's what I get from this piece.
I did get this one 6.6 or 6.2, excuse me. It's a good, amazing overall piece, but nothing really stands out as fantastic, if that makes sense. Everything looks good, but I just couldn't get any higher compared to some of the artists just because everything is really good here, but nothing is extraordinary good compared to some of the other artists. But I do want to say this does look like this could be easily an anime opening. This could be easily a poster. The emotions come in really clear. Who's mad? Who's willing to stand? I really love it.
See, I agree. It looks like it could be an anime opening. It looks like it could be an outro or a poster. But I really do like the fact that it has like that look and everything. That's why I personally gave it an 8. I feel like there was something maybe missing from it. That's why I couldn't go any higher.
For me personally, I gave this a 9. I'm not upset with this piece at all. The hockey doesn't look as good as some of the other hockey and some of the other pieces we've already seen. It's not really a drawback to this piece. The only thing that really got to me is how big Kinway is in comparison to Thomas from this shot. But I still love this. Wouldn't be upset with it at all. Again, it is a 9 from me.
And with that, Apit's entry of Showdown Under a Raging Sky scores a 23.2 and ranks either 6th or 7th place overall. Thank you to Apit for entering the contest. With both designs each scoring a 23.2, we have a draw. Apit's Showdown Under a Raging Sky versus Migzz's Vertigo's Ascension.
See, I'm honestly going to give the advantage to the creepy tentacle one. Because, I don't know, I feel like it's just a bit better to me with the creepy aspect and where it's at in the story and everything. But both artists really did do a good job.
To me personally, like I said, I'm a sucker for black and white, but there's something about Apit's photo here that I just really like. The color is popping. The color looks really good, and it's like something you would see directly in One Piece. Just in general, I love the coloring. I would say if I really had to choose, I would choose Apit over Vertigo's Ascension, or Thomas and Kinway Showdown Under a Raging Sky. Let me make that clear.
Both pieces come in with different energies. Love that. Both different techniques, both different ways of coming at it. I want to side with Shadow Under the Raging Sun, mainly because of the color. Oh,
You meant to say Showdown Under a Raging Sky.
that one. Mainly because of the color, and I know.
Does anyone see the sun in there? I had to mess with you. Sorry.
Anyways, only because I feel like it takes a lot more technical skill to get the colors right. It's different from when you just black to grayscale white, but to have different colors mix in and make sure they're shaded correctly, I feel like takes a little bit more skill, takes a little bit more practice, takes a lot longer to do, and that's why I'm going to be teaming up with this one.
Let me also put this out here real quick. Look at the armament hockey on Kinway's arms. I don't think we've seen armament hockey in any of these other pieces yet. We've seen Conqueror's hockey. We've seen the static electricity. But we have not, I don't think we've seen any piece of armament hockey. And that shading and the color, it looks reminiscent straight from the anime.
Yes, absolutely phenomenal work.
And with that, Miggs's entry of Vertigo's Ascension ranks 7th place, while Showdown Under a Raging Sky from Apit ranks 6th place. Congratulations to both of the artists. Welcome to the top 5 of the competition. Shera entered with a design of Thomas and Bethany being thrown into the air by a kraken. In this design, we can see Thomas and Bethany floating mid-air above a beast below. The inspiration behind this design could be the kraken being a prevalent boss in the first season of the campaign, and it shows in this piece, the eyes of the kraken. Shera also wanted to leave a shout out here to her family, Cece and Fatso. They are a big inspiration to her for drawing. This design is titled Last Stand at Sea. If you would like to contact Shera, you can find her information in the description below. So with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of Last Stand at Sea?
This one, oh my god, the energy, the fierceness in his eyes. When he's yelling, I could tell he's just furious, he's screaming, he's going in for an attack. I love it. The line work, again, amazing. I love the mysterious eyes in the background, almost like a powerful stare. Really well done overall. I love it. Kind of gives me a late 90s feel.
Coloring, again, sucker for shading and darker themed colors when it comes to One Piece art. I'm assuming this is also Conqueror's Hockey that's coming out. Yeah, it has to be. It looks really good. A little bit different in color, but I think we've seen different colored hockey in the series before. The only drawback for this piece that I currently have is, where's Bethany's body? He just looks like a floating head.
Honestly, Eric basically said everything I thought. It's really good.
This one I gave a 7.4. Just that late 90s, early 2000s art style really hits me. I love it. Again, those menacing eyes really come through. The only thing, the drawback for me was the unclarity of the character's design. I can't tell fully what their body is, what they're doing. Necessarily a directly bad thing, but for me, I would like to see what's actually happening, which is kind of hard to tell in this picture. But again, phenomenal work here.
I personally gave this one an 8. I guess everybody could just say, if you use dark themed colors for stuff for One Piece, I'm the guy you want to sell to. The only problem I had is it's just Bethany just really looks like a floating head. I want to see more. The color really just makes this stand out to me.
I fully agree. I gave it an 8 as well. Like he said, my only biggest issue is where's Bethany's big body? Like, this is a big man, and all I see is his tiny little head.
And with that, Shera's entry of Last Stand at Sea scores a 23.4 and ranks 5th place overall. Thank you, Shera, for entering the contest. Azreal didn't stop at that first design, he also entered with another design, this one also of Thomas versus Kenway, only this one a lot more dynamic. In this design, we can see Thomas bloodied, swinging his sword towards a creature of immense power, Kenway. Except Kenway looks unlike anything we've ever seen. He looks like he leapt right off the screen from the anime. The inspiration behind this design, I imagine, is Azreal not being satisfied with his first piece and wanting to take another crack at a similar concept. This design is titled The Last Dance. If you would like to contact Azreal, once again you can find their information in the description below. So, with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of The Last Dance?
For me, this looks like it's straight out of an anime. Oh my god, I love it. The menacing, fiery glow is very powerful. I love the fact that you can still tell that Thomas was hit by something previously, but he's still going in headstrong. The flame work, beautiful work. This is probably one of the ones that really wowed me when I first looked at it.
I have to agree with Lewis. The coloring is something that I really, really enjoy. I love how Kenway is on fire here. I love Thomas's expression. I love the fact that we're just going in. This piece is really, really good. The only issue I have with this piece is I can't personally tell you if this is Kenway or not. Personally, to me, it looks like someone I would see out of the Fire Force anime. But again, I would not be upset with this. Just I couldn't personally tell you that is Kenway if I looked at this without knowing.
See, I agree with Eric, and I hate the fact that it seems like we share the same brain cell, because I was thinking he looked like that something out of Fire Force, like an Infernal, and it looks really good. That's literally my only issue, is Kenway just looks like he's from a different anime. He doesn't even look like himself.
I'll go first this time. Personally, I gave this one a 9. I like everything about it. The only issue I really had with this piece was the fact that I could not tell that was Kenway. If I could specifically tell that was Kenway, this would have gotten a 10 from me.
See, I gave it a 7. It is really, really good. I like the coloring and everything. Again, my biggest issue is I couldn't really tell it was Kenway 100%. If I could, it'd get higher, but that's really about it.
I end up giving this one a solid 8. I mean, just definitely one of the better art pieces I've ever seen. Like I said, it looks like it pulled straight from anime. I love the flame work, the design, the way the artist went about it, beautiful. Thomas looking so fierce, really loved it.
And with that, Azreal's entry of The Last Dance scores a 24 and ranks 4th place overall. Thank you once again, Azreal, for entering the contest. That's not all for the Thomas versus Kenway designs, as Ayhan also entered with a Thomas versus Kenway. This design, we could see Thomas and Kenway doing battle with Thomas holding a mad expression, his hand clasping around Kenway's face. Thomas, in this moment, must be feeling enraged. The inspiration behind this design is unknown to me, but I would say it has something to do with seeing all the other Thomas versus Kenway designs and entering within the final day with their own take on the concept, and what a take it is. This design is titled The Final Wrath Unleashed. If you would like to contact Ayhan, you can find their information in the description below. So with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of The Final Wrath Unleashed?
Oh boy, this piece of artwork is phenomenal. Coloring is perfect. It's exactly what I would want in a piece. Like, Thomas just looks so done with Kenway's shit. Kenway looks in awe, like, how is this guy even taking me on right now? This piece, there is absolutely nothing wrong with this piece, in my opinion.
See, I do mostly agree. I don't know. The face looks a little weird to me. That's my biggest issue. But I do like the fact that you could just tell Thomas is fed up with it. He's just done. He wants Kenway gone, out of his life, and just forgotten about.
That's funny that my other judges went that way, because when I look at Thomas's face, it almost looks like he's enjoying this. He's like, yes, I got him. I'm about to kill this guy. And we look at Kenway, he is so scared. He just looks scared. The way he's grabbing Thomas's arm for his life, and I can give this feel like they're falling almost in a way. Just the detail work in this one really pops off, and I love it.
This is the cool thing about artwork, is you can get different expression. You can feel different things from different expressions just by the way you lay your artwork out.
Absolutely agreed.
The saying is that the face grab in general is straight disrespectful, and I love it.
Yes, very much so. Yes.
I'll go ahead and start this time. See, I gave it an 8, literally just because the faces looked a little off to me. If it wasn't for that, it would have been much higher. Probably could have gotten a perfect score, because Thomas really looks just deranged and fed up with it all, and I love it.
You could tell by how I was hyping this photo up as soon as it came up. This one is the one that got a solid perfect score of 10 from me.
So this one ended up getting a 6.8 for me. My biggest issue was his right arm. It looks so much smaller compared to his left arm. I understand that the left arm is like more towards the camera, but it definitely gives me it's disproportionate. And then the background itself, that blue, it looks beautiful, but feels out of place for me for some reason. I can't give you exactly why, but feels out of place. But that's the only drawback. Other than that, the detail work again is phenomenal. The face expressions, phenomenal.
Why a 6.8? Why a 6.8 instead of a 7?
It's just the way I graded everything out. I had 6 different categories of things I was judging. I gave each category a number, 1 through 10,
okay,
and then round them out at the end.
Okay, fair enough.
And with that, Ayhan's entry of The Final Wrath Unleashed scores a 24.8 and ranks 3rd place overall. A big thank you to Ayhan for entering the contest. Another veteran of the contest, Evan entered with a badass pose of Billy and Sherry in front of an explosion. In this design, we can see Billy standing behind a Sherry who's kneeling, aiming down her gun. Notably, her chest tattoo is not depicted. The inspiration behind this design could be a desire to draw a pose of Billy and Sherry together on a mission. This design is titled Madness in the Ranks. If you would like to contact Evan, you can find their information in the description below. So with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of Madness in the Ranks?
Okay, so I know which one that is by heart. I think it's really good because it just shows you how Sherry and Billy really are together. When they need to get something done, you might as well just run the other way. And the shading, great. The face looks good. You know, the guns look great. I just think they did a really good job on the detail on the clothes, the body part, like the proportions and everything. It's just a really good piece to me.
I would have to very, very much agree with this. Shading is great. The whole action scene is really cool. The smoke coming from the barrel on Sherry's gun is even phenomenal. The only 2 very small issues here. I wish I could see more Billy instead of just Billy having his back turned. but I still absolutely love it. The second thing that I have to say that is not as big, however, where is Sherry's tattoo? A little attention to detail, just a little attention to detail. However, the reason that is also as small as what it is could also be because of the angle it was drawn from. So I'm not really going to be a stickler about that one as I am going to be about Billy.
When I looked at this piece, man, the energy was just awesome. I love the explosion in the background, looks phenomenal. I could tell something very big exploded. The way his cape is blown back from it. I don't mind him facing away from us. It kind of just shows like he's interested in the explosion. I like that. And then her vibes coming off like this boss girl. Again, with the gun, the smoke coming out of the gun, phenomenal. The detail in the gun, oh my lord. I love seeing the different creases, the little bit of smudge on it. Her pose, really powerful. I love it. And then I almost like the dirt that's coming off, like if this was a picture of the lens, you could tell this dirt, the grime. It really pops off to me and I really enjoy it. All right, I gave this one a solid 7. Overall, just a beautiful piece. I love the detail in the guns. I love the explosion. Really pops off to me.
I give this piece of work a 9, I believe. Yes, a 9. Madness in the ranks. I didn't deduct any points for the tattoo. That was just a little stickler piece that I wanted to throw out there. My main point is that I just wanted to see more of Billy.
I gave it a perfect 10. To me, it's great because Billy having his back towards us, it literally fits how he is as a person.
And with that, Evan's entry of Madness in the Ranks scores a 26 and ranks 2nd place overall. Thank you to Evan for entering the contest. Our final entry entered this year with a collage design. Toni shared 8 characters together in one piece with Thomas in the center. In this design, we could see Thomas surrounded by 5 of his enemies from season 1 and 2 of his allies, Bethany and Monroe. Monroe is depicted in his Sulong form. There's many different colors depicted here, each one with their own character. The inspiration behind this design has to be surrounding Thomas on all sides with his enemies and his big sword there playing in front to fight them off. However, I personally don't know why Bethany and Monroe would be in that same pose since they are allies. This design is titled Conquering the Adversaries. If you would like to contact Toni, you can find their information in the description below. So with all that being said, what does the judging panel think of Conquering the Adversaries?
I'll take the lead on this one. Oh, good lord. Talk about having something as a poster. This one. Mwah. I think it embraces all these different characters in such a unique, showing off their weapons, showing off their personality. One of the biggest things that popped off to me is the ability to use so many different colors and still blend it on very well. And then having Thomas in the middle, having that sword swing, that energy, really well done. Oh, I love this piece, love this piece.
I really want to agree with Lewis here. It's so many different colors. You're giving a distinct pop to every single adversary that Thomas went up against here. Everybody has their own little shine to them, and it is absolutely fantastic. However, I don't consider Bethany as an adversary. You can see it in a sense that maybe, him getting them on his crew could be conquering them as an adversary, but to me, an adversary is more along the lines of an enemy.
See, I agree. They're not adversaries, but that's why I think they're behind him, because they got his back. And I really like the fact that the sword swing looks like it's cracking through reality.
Just a thought real quick. Something I really enjoyed about this piece is it almost gave me a comic book vibe, like action scenes,
definitely, I can
popping
see that
out, and I really enjoyed that. That's what popped up to me. That made me really enjoy it. I could feel this coming straight out of a comic book, which is really awesome. Different, very different from what we've been seeing.
All right, Conquering the Adversaries. To me personally, another high score. This one also got a 9 from me. I really like the colors. I like the fact that we're following through Thomas's adventure and the crew's adventure. It's just that little round. It's just going through our adventure.
I gave it a 10, perfect score. It looks great to me. It literally looks like the cover of a comic or a manga, and I would definitely buy that as a poster.
I agree.
Again, solid fucking 8. Great great work overall, and I love it, love it, love it. Again, poster, comic book vibe. I think you really showed out with your skills and talents here, and I'm love to see it, love to see it.
I can say again as well, we're getting more characters in here that wasn't getting love in other art piece works either. There's a lot more characters in here that wasn't featured in any of these other pieces.
And with that, Toni's entry of Conquering the Adversaries scores a 27 and ranks first place overall. Thank you, Toni, for entering the contest. With each of the artists' entries covered, now let's give a big shout out to all the artists one last time for entering. 15th place, Cortez Portrait. 14th place, Lady Blade in Action. 13th place, Blonde Trigger. 12th place, The Banana, The Monkey, and the Ship. 11th place, The Great Battle. 10th place, The Wrath of the Kraken. 9th place, Partners in Crime. 8th place, Day's Spotlight, Night's Shadow. 7th place, Vertigo's Ascension. 6th place, Showdown Under a Raging Sky. 5th place, Last Stand at Sea. 4th place, The Final Dance. 3rd place, The Final Wrath Unleashed. 2nd place, Madness in the Ranks. 1st place, Conquering the Adversaries.
This is more of a general thing to all of the contestants that entered this year. Absolutely stunning work, guys. We got a lot of new people tossing their hats in the ring. We got a lot of people with a whole bunch of different styles. It's phenomenal work, and even if you do not win this art contest, or even if you're the winner of the art contest, stay humble, do everything that you keep doing, because a lot of these art pieces are fantastic, and there is somebody out there that is definitely gonna love these pieces. That's all I could really say. I just keep up the good work.
See, I 100% agree. Keep up the good work. You never know. One day you could be a professional. Just because you don't win today doesn't mean you don't win tomorrow.
Absolutely. I could probably speak for my fellow judges in saying this was not an easy competition to judge.
Oh no, it wasn't. Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
just
good.
phenomenal work across the board. Each artist showing their skills, their talents, the different ways of going about some of the same characters, even though we saw a lot of the same characters, just the different ways to go about it, the different artwork pieces. Just amazing work. And we really do hope to see you next time. We hope to see you keep going on this journey. We hope to hone in on your skills and just keep doing this beautiful work. And let me just say, it's been an honor, and I loved doing this, and I loved all your artwork. Thank you.
Now, a big thank you to my friends for helping me to judge this contest.
Thank you for having me on as a judge, even though I am slap dead tired right now. But regardless, I had a lot of fun. I love judging artwork. I love seeing what people can do. I used to draw a lot beforehand. I haven't done as much recently, but any artwork that you guys keep giving us is phenomenal. Thank you very much for allowing me to judge.
Like he said, thank you for allowing me to judge. It was great seeing everybody's artwork and how much effort they put into it. It was just a phenomenal experience to do, even if it's not like some big actual museum art contest.
Thank you all, Jack, for inviting me to do this. It's been a unique experience, and I love doing it. Thank you to all the artists for coming and bringing in what you got. Everyone came in swinging. It was a beautiful process. Looking through all your arts, I'm glad to be here and was able to do this.
Now, before I head out, I want to remind all the artists who entered to send me their PayPal so they can receive the prize money. I will be rolling out payments throughout the month of January, so be sure to keep an open line of communication with myself so as to not lose out on your prize payout. If you would like to commission any of the artists seen here today, be sure to check in the description below. Finally, to all the artists out there who didn't get to enter this time around, be sure to stick around in the server and stay subscribed to the channel. I host an art contest every year, so if you're wanting to join, stay tuned. If you're at all curious about the characters or the stories that you've heard today, check out the series One Piece D&D Age of Darkness Romance Twilight. It's a One Piece D&D themed podcast set 200 years in the past before Luffy's time and follows Thomas D. Lau as he gathers a crew and heads towards the Grand Line. You can find the series on this channel. The next episode to release, episode 19, will be another massive one. It's still in production and will continue the Thriller Bark arc. I can guarantee you won't want to miss it.
I do have one thing to say about Jack. You're pretty.
I don't want to like keep talking your guys' ear off about anything. Again, thank you for having me. Again, please enter more artwork. We would love to see more. And I really want to argue with one of the judges next time about why a piece is much better than another one if we get another tie.
Artists, keep chasing your dreams, keep chasing your passion. We love to see it, and I would love to see more of y'all. Good luck in y'all's future, and may y'all be able to be the best drawers you can be.
What is good? What is evil? Are you truly fighting for what is right? Edward Leon, the leader of the Gentlemen of Fortune, asked these questions while killing Marine Fleet Admiral Hikari on the world stage. Her death struck fear into the hearts of some, while others bask in the unhindered glory of a world in despair. With the loss of a critical piece in the world government's rule over the planet, chaos runs rampant. Even the appointment of a new fleet admiral was not enough to quell the surge in piracy and criminal activity. Nearly 22 years have passed since that fateful day. The world government has somewhat stabilized, but the after effects are still felt even now. In these desperate times, there just might be hope hidden in the darkness. 200 years before the start of the Great Pirate Era, this is the time known as the Age of Darkness.